Hey, what's up guys? Minsid here back in with another video, and today I am bringing you my review of Moonlighter. Now this is an RPG with a few twists available on the App Store. The link to the game will be in the description down below for iOS as well as Android if it's available for Android. Now before we get into it, I want to explain that with this review I'm keeping mobile in mind, and I'm going to be naming things and going into detail about things that set this game apart on iOS from other platforms that it's available on, because this is available on PC, Switch, PS4, stuff of that nature. So I'm going to be delving into those details specifically throughout the review as well as the game itself. Now without further ado, let's get right into it. Now first and foremost, the art style and sound design are very unique. It gives the game a lot of personality in my opinion, and it's pixel art. You guys know I'm a sucker for pixel art. I really enjoy good pixel art, and this is no different. And this pixel art really does display and convey a lot of detail as well, which is really refreshing. Now the music and sound design is super varied, and it really complements the looks of this game well. So you're seeing it before you, you're hearing it before you. I'll let you determine the rest on your own. Now, as far as gameplay, like I said, this is an RPG with a twist, and that twist being roguelike elements as well as running your own shop. Now, the gameplay loop, so to speak, what you're going to be spending a majority of your time with in this game is, first and foremost, you're going to be diving into dungeons. Now, these dungeons have varying levels of difficulty, and the farther you go in each dungeon, the harder it gets, but the bigger the reward. You're going to be collecting a bunch of items throughout these dungeons that you can sell in your shop. So while you're in this dungeon, the farther you go, like I said, the harder it gets. Now you can leave early and keep all of the stuff that you've collected over your run, or you can keep going, but if you die, you lose everything you've collected in that run, and you have to go through and do it again. So there's kind of that risk and reward type factor. Now, after you get out of that dungeon with your loot, you can sell that in a shop. So you run a shop in town, and you can sell things in your shop. You determine the price of the items that you get, and you don't know the value of them. So it's kind of a trial and error. And so you kind of open up your shop, you already have set the prices of what you have on offer, and people will come in and they'll kind of display their emotions, or if they're pleased with the price of an item. So if they're really pleased, then they're getting a super good deal, so you kind of want to increase the price of that item to where it's just like, oh, sweet, that was fair kind of thing. Or if they don't even buy the items on offer, then you know that the price is too high and you have to lower them. So you're constantly discovering the worth of the items that you are discovering and bringing into the shop. Now you can constantly upgrade your shop and make it bigger and bigger and bigger, so that more and more people come in at a time and buy items and stuff of that nature. You can open and close your shop. It's really fun. It's a unique thing that I've never really experienced before in any type of game. Now, with the money that you're acquiring from the shop, you can buy upgrades for you to go deeper and deeper into your into dungeons, like buying new weapons, armor, stuff that you can attach to your character. Now, with that money, you can also upgrade your town and unlock new shops that you can shop at throughout your playthrough. So there's tons of things that you're unlocking, there's tons of things you're doing with your shop, and there's dungeons that you're delving into and beating, and there's a certain number of dungeons that you can beat in order to beat the entire game. So there's a lot. The roguelike element is, if you die, you got to try again, and the more and more you delve in, the more and more you're going to be selling in your shop, and the more you're selling in your shop, the more you're going to be able to upgrade your shop and unlock things in the town, which therefore makes you more powerful and able to eventually beat all of the dungeons. So that's the gameplay loop. Now, as far as mobile specifically, let's get into the mobile specifics. Now, this does have controller support. Now, initially when this game released, it had really crappy controls, apparently. I never bought it because the reviews for it were so bad when it comes to controller support. I mean, not controller support, just the touch controls, but then they included a new set of controls for touch specifically. So the initial crappy controls were where you just tap on the screen and your character moves towards that. Now they added a joystick and button layout as the second type of touch controls, and those are actually very decent. I think those are well done, and they get the job done, and they're smooth and satisfying. Now they have added controller support, and that's why I picked this up, is I want to play this game with controller, but I have tried out the touch controls, the newer touch controls like I said, and those pass with flying colors. Now as far as controller support, It is very minimal. Controller support, quotations, controller support in this game is definitely a stretch. Now, you can control your character and interact with certain things during your gameplay. But as far as item management and your shop, and so item management, stuff that you're doing in your shop, a lot of things require you to touch the screen anyways. So you're basically just controlling your character, doing combat in dungeons, and interacting minimally with things in the game. But as far as item management, a lot of your shop, setting prices, stuff of that nature, you have to still use the touchscreen, which is a huge pain. It's honestly an inconvenience, and it kind of feels clunky switching from using your controller to having to tap the screen. So you take your hand off the controller, you're tapping around on the screen, fiddling with it, then going back to your controller again. Some people, it won't annoy you as much, but I think the controller support needs a lot of work in this game, and it kind of feels like it's just kind of haphazardly thrown in there because it was requested. I feel like they should have spent more time on it and made this a fully controller supported game, just like it is on console. I don't know why they aren't including that up front, but if you're buying this game or you're wanting to buy this game to exclusively use a controller, check the date of this video. Don't do it. I don't think it's up to par yet. But like I said, check the date of this video. If they have included controller support and furthered the support for controller since the date of this video, maybe pick it up. But as far as controller support, very disappointed on that fact. But like I said, if you don't really want to get this game just for the controller support and you're just going to be using touch controls, that joystick and buttons control layout is actually very, very well done. And you're using the touchscreen anyways, so as far as a gameplay goes, is it worth $8 to $9? Yes. $14.99, it's a little bit steep of a price because this game does get repetitive. You're going to be doing a lot of the same thing, but that's part of the grind. I'm still having fun with it, but I could see people kind of getting burned out of the gameplay loop before the end of the game. So that $14.99 price tag could be a little steep for some. But if you like what you see on offer and what I've described, then support a premium experience that's available on other platforms, and it's still cheaper than other platforms too. So here I am saying, oh, $14.99 might still be a little steep, but it's still cheaper than other platforms. So weigh that in mind, but I think it's worth it on the sale. Hands down, get this on a sale. If it's on sale, grab it right away. It's one of the best RPG experiences you can get on the platform, in my opinion, and it's good to support ports from other platforms because we want more. We want as many ports as we can get on iOS, and I think this is a solid offer when it comes to touchscreen, just not controller support. So hopefully this helped you guys make a decision. Please leave a like if it did, and pop a sub if you guys are new or you enjoy mobile gaming content, because that's all I make on this channel. I make first impressions videos, I make reviews, I make podcast episodes, I make a little bit of everything in the mobile gaming space, and I appreciate any and all support. I love you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and take it easy.